family. The soul food topic on tonight will be part 3 of the study we did a few days ago. What must happen before Yahawashi returns? Okay, we dealt with the mark of the beast, the image of the beast. You talked about the treaty, talked about the 2 witnesses. We talked about the celestial bodies being darkened in the Old Testament and New Testament concerning end time prophecy. And now we're going to deal with anti-Mashiach or Antichrist, the beast himself, in scriptures and revelations and elsewhere that talk about his arrival and what that means in the last days. Okay, so first I'm going to go to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verses 2 through 10. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verses 2 through 10. Many believe that the return of Mashiach is imminent, which it is imminent, but I think we're not taking into account all the things that must happen according to the book of prophecy before he returns. He cannot return until these things happen. Okay?
You ready?
Yep, verse 2 to 10.
That ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Mashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
Salakia. So the apostle is saying that the day of Yahweh, the day of Yahawashi's return, will not happen until 2 things. Okay, 2 major points. There is first the falling away of believers from the faith, and then secondly, that man of sin. Okay, I know many have maybe broke down the son of perdition to be a group, an entity, a nationality, a bloodline, a country, a nation, something like that. But I truly believe that this is a man, an individual who will come. So the apostle is saying that before Yahawashi comes back, the great day of the Lord, if you will, the day of Yahweh, there's going to be a falling away from the faith, and the son of perdition will appear. Go on.
Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called Yahweh, or that is worshipped, so that he as Yahweh sitteth in the temple of Yahweh, showing himself that he is Yahweh.
Salakia. So you see that in these last days there has to be a temple of some sort. I've heard others say there doesn't need to be a temple in order to fulfill end time prophecy. But there in Thessalonians says he's going to sit in the temple of God. Sit in the temple. Right now there is no temple. And those Jews are working hard and fast to try to rear up and erect a temple. So a temple has to be built. A temple has to be occupied by the son of perdition and exalt himself as though he is God, as though he is the Most High. He will oppose everything that is God. But when you talk about God, we're not talking about Christian God, okay? We're talking about the Most High Yahweh. He will oppose the laws of the Israelites. Okay, we talked about in part 1, I think it was, or perhaps part 2, how we already have this one world religion. In Revelations talk about how we all, will be able to come together. He'll cause all nations to do these things. One world currency, one world government, one world religion. We already have that in Christianity. And Christianity, by and large, opposes all the things of the Most High Yahweh and the laws of the Israelites, telling them you don't got to keep it. You already have the Reformation of the papacy, the Roman Vatican, making changes to the scripture. Okay, you have Gregory Pope, okay, or Pope Gregory rather. Pope Gregory, who changed laws and ordinances, changed the calendar to the Roman calendar, and have all of these months that are pagan in origin, that do not align with biblical Hebraic, the biblical Hebraic calendar. Just saw I showed you the picture, the caption article where it says that Pope Francis believes that God has instructed him to revise the 10 Commandments. What? What? That sounds like some beast stuff right there. That sounds like some son of perdition stuff right there. Believing that God has told you to go and revise the 10 Commandments. But read that scripture again. It says that he'll be in the temple and do what?
Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called Yahweh, or that is worshipped, so that he as Yahweh sitteth in the temple of Yahweh, showing himself that he is Yahweh.
Salakia. Now, my belief is that this son of perdition will be Jesus Christ incarnate. That blonde-haired, blue-eyed devil. Okay, he's going to manifest in the earth. He's going to show himself to be a man of great power and great majesty and great wisdom. You'll have the false prophet, who I believe will be the Pope, to assist him and perform lying wonders in the sight of the nations. People will be like, man, this dude, he got to be the Christ. He's him. This is the one we're waiting for. This blonde-haired, blue-eyed devil, okay? But he said he'll come and magnify himself above all these things. So Christianity already sets up the narrative that the law is done away with. And so this Jesus Christ character will come and say, I am the law. I am greater than Moses. I'm greater than Krishna. I'm greater than Allah. I'm greater than Muhammad. And the whole nation will concede to that. Because Christianity has already set the stage with the narrative of this great person. Jesus Christ, whom the world, or Yahawashi, the true Messiah, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and has already given him a false identity. So he will come in the space of the true Mashiach, Yahawashi, this fake Jesus Christ character, and exalt himself in his office. And the world will give him the space to do that. Yahawashi don't need the nations of the earth to give him the allowance, because the Father's given him the power to have dominion. But when this fake character comes, he's going to come in the volume of the book, right? He's going to come in the volume of the book and exalt himself to be something. And nation, well, this got to be Christ, right? This got to be the one we waiting for, the Messiah. This is him right here. This blonde hair, blue-eyed devil. This is him. I am Jesus Christ. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto God except through me. It'll be that type of stuff where he will be an imposter of Yahawashi in all the nations of the earth, because they'll see his lying wonders and see, the things he speaks is great. He's a great orator. He's probably going to be a great orator. They're going to bow down and worship and give him gifts and all of that. But then you're going to see his true colors. Keep going.
Verse 5. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
So the son of perdition has not come into, has not manifested in the earth yet, because the Spirit withholds it. He refrains him from appearing. The spirit of the Antichrist, the spirit of the beast, worketh even now. Okay, but remember, there was two things that have to happen before the return of Yahawashi. The son of perdition, Antichrist, anti-Mashiach, has to appear. But what precedes that? The falling away. Because without the falling away, we do not have the space or the avenue for him to go through. If you get what I'm saying. You need men to fall away from the faith and despise the things of Yahweh so that this man can be adhered to. If you have the Israelites keeping the commandments in full as a nation, then we're not going to fall off. We're not going to listen to some blonde-haired, blue-eyed devil talking about he's Mashiach.
Didn't that already happen?
The falling away? Yeah, it has happened through Christianity. But what I'm saying is, if in the times when this was written to Thessalonica, this epistle that was written to Thessalonica, you had believers who were growing in the faith, okay? it was hard to fathom at the time when this epistle was written that all of us as a nation will be cast off from the faith of Yahawashi. It was hard to fathom. But the apostle was given foreknowledge through prophecy and revelation that this was going to happen. Many of us, not so much now in this dispensation, but in the future, are going to fall away from the faith, which will give rise, because there will be lawlessness, it will give rise to the appearance and the emergence of the son of perdition. Now, of course, the spirit of the Antichrist was working even then, wickedness and evil. But when there's a great falling away, there is no one to oppose the son of perdition, then he will be able to emerge without anyone standing in his way. Okay? Now I'll have you grab.
Well, we haven't finished.
Oh, okay.
Verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom Yahweh shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Yahawashi.
Yeah. So, this blonde-haired, blue-eyed devil, who I believe that, the Antichrist, the anti-Mashiach, will be Jesus Christ incarnate. He's going to sit in the temple. He's going to magnify himself. He's going to say he's greater than all the gods. Worship me. I'm the Most High. Okay, and the nations are going to go along with it. Some of our people, Jakes and Eves, are going to go along with it because they've been conditioned to believe in the white man being God. So when he show up in the scene and he's doing great miracles, they saw him descend from heaven on a cloud, right? Whether it be state-of-the-art technology or whatever, holograph or hologram, whatever it is, he coming down. You saw it on CNN. Yo, this got to be him. Jakes and Eves will run out their house and bow down and worship white Jesus. And he going to sit in the temple and think, okay, peace is coming, glory is coming. This is what we've been waiting for. Christianity told us this is what we should be waiting for. The nations of the earth shall be deceived. Okay? But when he does all of his wicked deeds, then the real Mashiach, the real king, is going to show up. Yahawashi going to break forth. The scriptures read as we talked about last time. The earth will tremble. The earth will tremble at his coming. Then you're going to hear the sound of this great king burst on the scene. And this son of perdition will be utterly destroyed by the breath of his coming. By his glorious light, he shall be consumed and destroyed. Okay? Is that the 10? No.
Verse 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. Verse 10. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
So our people don't want to receive the love of the truth. Okay? They rather attach themselves to all deceivableness and unrighteousness. The casting away of the law, casting away of what is righteous. They have Christian ideals in mind. So when this son of perdition comes, bearing all of these same Christian ideals, along with lying wonders and miracles, if you don't have no understanding, it'll be hard for you to resist the charisma of this great, leader. This iconic figure who's going to show up on the scene. This iconic figure whom you've been conditioned from a child in Sunday school to be waiting for white Jesus. He gonna show up glowing and emitting light and performing wonders and miracles and all this other stuff. Jake gonna be like, yo, this him. Man, mama wasn't playing. This him right here. Now the true keepers of the commandments, the believers of Yahawashi, we might be either taken out of the way or persecuted at this time. We gonna know what's up. If some white man with blonde hair and blue eyes come down in a white robe talking about, I am Jesus the Christ, I am salvation, all nations come and bow at my feet, for I am the Lord, and I bring deliverance to all nations of the earth, believeth on me. When we start seeing that, yo, this is fulfillment of prophecy right here. But the end is not yet, because the real king gonna come after this fool. We gonna know. Now we gonna be persecuted most likely, or be out of the way. But Jake and Eve, they gonna run to him, giving gifts, giving donations, giving charitable donations to the devil, and be willing to take his mark and believe in the propaganda of the false prophet, because he gonna be his great preacher. He's going to be the Aaron to his Moses. And he going to preach a word and get all the nations of the earth to believe on the beast. And hey, y'all should make an image to this beast. And people be giving in money. Cash App and, all this other stuff. They'll be sending in millions, billions of dollars to build this great monument, this great image. We don't know if necessarily it'll be a statue or anything like that. But it'll be some sort of image that will represent the image of the beast, that will be venerated and worshipped, whose deadly wound he survived. Okay? Are you done with that? Okay. Can you go to 1 John chapter 2, verse 18? 1 John chapter 2, verse 18.
Okay, 1 John chapter 2 and 18. Little children, it is the last time, as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come. Even now are there many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time.
So according to the book of Revelations, I'm sorry, not Revelations, because at this time Revelations had not come into being really. But when he's saying little children, he's talking about the writings of old, the prophet Daniel. That's what I want to refer to, the prophet Daniel, as well as the prophets Jeremiah and Ezekiel. Okay, Isaiah, talking about this figure, talking about end time revelation, talking about all these different things. He's saying, remember what you've been taught. Now we know Mashiach came already. The true Messiah has already come, and he's coming back again. But you were taught in the synagogues, you were taught by the elders that there shall come an Antichrist, an anti-Mashiach, the beast. Read that one more time.
Little children, it is the last time, and as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come, even now are there many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time.
It's the last time, meaning the last days. We're entering into the last days. Mm-hmm. And you can say, well, that was, 2,000 years ago? You mean to tell me that's the last day? Yeah, because you have the giving of the law, you have the king's prophets, you have the fulfillment of prophecy in the messianic prophecies of Yahawashi. He came, and then you have Yahawashi in his return. Anything in between that is the last days. I go away and I'm coming back, and I will not tarry. So we're just waiting for him to return. These are the last days. We're waiting for his return. Even though it's 2,000 years, it's still the last days. If we break up the history if we break up human history into days, okay, if you say 7,000 years, or 6,000 years, if you will, you break that up into days, we are in the last days, the last couple of days until his return. Okay? Can you grab me 2 John chapter 1, verse 7?
2 John, verse 7. For many deceivers are entered into the world, who confess not that Yahawashi Mashiach is come in the flesh. This is a deceiver and an antichrist.
Like Amalek, okay, those Ashkenazi Khazar Jews over there don't believe that Yahawashi has come. Why? Because we know you're not the true people. You don't accept his image because you know Yahawashi doesn't accept your image. He doesn't accept who you are. You're not the children of Israel. He knows who his brethren are, and you ain't him. But not only Amalek, but all the nations of the earth. They do not receive the truth of the word that Mashiach has already come, because they have made up their own image. And there has to be that great falling away that was mentioned in Thessalonians. That great falling away has to come so that this false pretender, this imposter, can occupy the true office of Yahawashi. Jesus Christ. Read it one more time, please.
For many deceivers are entered into the world.
Many deceivers have entered into the world in the time when that epistle was written, even until now. And they're pushing the narrative of falsehood and deceivableness. Go on.
Who confess not that Yahawashi, Mashiach, is come in the flesh.
So that when this false pretender, Jesus Christ, comes on the scene, they'll have the world convinced this is him. This is who we've been waiting for. He's finally come. Now he's going to make everything right. Go on.
This is a deceiver and an antichrist.
So these that support the doctrine of Antichrist even before he appears and manifests on the earth, they are an Antichrist as well. Because they're anti-Yahawashi. They're anti-righteousness. They're anti the ways of the Most High. The Most High not dealing with them. They devils too. Because they are the builders, putting these stones one upon another, building the foundation to set the stage for when the son of perdition appears in history. He's not going to be able to do his work effectively if this foundation is not set, if you catch what I'm saying, if you be spiritual. It's going to take about 2,000 years to set this thing into order. The falling away and deceivableness and unrighteousness and these antichrists, these deceivers coming about, building the foundation, building up Christendom, building all these things, setting these things into motion. It has to happen. Okay? I will have you go now to Revelation chapter 13, verse 4.
Revelation 13 and 4. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?
So, the dragon, I believe the dragon to be Satan, Hashatan. I think I've heard also they say that they believe the dragon represents the nation of Edom. Okay? Now, it says that the dragon will give power to the beast, that they worship the dragon and the beast, and declare who can make war with the beast. He's great. Who can stop this guy? Okay? So now, I believe it's Satan who will give power to the beast, or anti-Mashiach, the Antichrist. This Jesus Christ character who will come on the scene, right? But even if the dragon represents Esau, I think that makes sense as well. Because Yahawashi comes from the nation of Israel. He's an Israelite. Okay? And so his brethren are fellow Israelites. So in the same way, when Jesus Christ, this blonde-haired, blue-eyed devil that appears on the scene, the son of perdition, he will come from a certain nationality and have brethren. And who's going to be his brethren? Amalek, Esau, the red dragon. And so they will worship the dragon or the nation of Esau and the beast. They worship the Messiah and his kinfolk. As it's prophesied in scriptures that in the day of Yahawashi, when he truly returns, the nation of the earth will submit to him and serve the children of Israel. So the same thing's going to happen in these last days. This white Jesus character and his people will be venerated and worshipped and acknowledged. And they'll say, who can make war with him, with the beast. Read it again. Verse 4.
And they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast?
Who is like Jesus Christ? Who is like this great man? Go on.
Who is able to make war with him?
Who is able to make war with him? Who is able to stop him? You see all these miracles he's performing? Who is able to stop him? Who can make war with Jesus Christ of Nazareth? Okay. All right, now I'll have you go to the book of Daniel. Be a handful of scriptures there. And I'm going to have you start in chapter 7. Daniel 7, and start with verse 7. Before you read, I'll have you write down what I want you to read. So it'll be verse 7 and 8, verse 17, 19, through 25. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll help you out. So just read 7 and 8.
Yes, sir. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly. And it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse, pretty much. Okay, it don't have that. It says diverse. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. Salakia,
so this fourth beast that the prophet Daniel is seeing is what we know as New Babylon, New Egypt, America. Okay, this revised Babylon, if you will. It was diverse from all the other kingdoms that he saw. Not original Babylon, not the kingdom of the Medes and Persians, okay, not the Greek Empire, not the Roman Empire, but there's something else that came after that was diverse. It had iron teeth. Go on.
8. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things.
So this causes me to believe that the son of perdition is in fact a person, one man, a singular man. There were 10 horns on this beast. 3 were plucked up. There was another horn that was given eyes and a mouth like a man, speaking boastful things. Like what was talked about in Thessalonians. That he was sit in the temple of God and exalt himself to be the Most High. Okay?
Verse 17. These great beasts, which are four kings, which shall arise out of the earth. Verse 19. Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass.
So he didn't even look like a normal animal. He looked crazy. He looked crazy, diverse from the 3 other empires. Go on.
Which devoured, brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet.
Meaning the history of these other nations. Okay? You got to remember that Esau has to hide his history. He don't want the earth to know who he truly is. And so if he can stomp out history and stomp out the residue thereof of the other nations, which represent, his past, his ancestors, then he can move without being detected, without being monitored. Go on.
Verse 20. And the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes, and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. Verse 21, I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints.
Salakia, so as it was mentioned in Revelations 13, we just read, they worshiped the dragon, they worshiped the beast, and said, who is like the beast? Who can make war with him? Now this little horn, who was more stout than his fellows, meaning more bold, more brass, okay, he was able to make war with the saints in the last days. Go on.
And prevailed against them. Verse 22, until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. Verse 23, thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. 24. And the 10 horses and the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. Verse 25, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And here goes the Pope.
Yep.
And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of times.
Which I believe represents 3.5 years. Okay? But you see that this beast will make war with the saints and prevail, the scripture says. He's going to prevail until the time the Ancient of Days is going to put a stop to it and destroy this dude. But he's going to make war and prevail against the saints. The Most High will bring vengeance and repay him for the things that he's done to his elect chosen people. But you have this fourth beast, okay, who will be a great empire. Within this empire, you'll have 10 kings. 10 kings that rule. All right? And then after the 10, there'll be this one ruler, which I believe this small horn, the 10th or the 11th, if you will, that came after, is anti-Mashiach, the son of perdition. And he will subdue 3 of those 10 kings or kingdoms within this great empire. Okay? I don't know where exactly, but these things are happening even now. All the things that have been talked about in the writings of the prophets, as well as the epistles of the apostles and the book of Revelations, are coming to pass before our very eyes. But there's still some events that still have to take place before Yahawashi returns. He's going to prevail against, he's going to make war against the saints. Yeah, YouTube and Facebook, they're waging war in their own little way, but we're not being put to death yet. We're not being thrown in FEMA camps and prison and things of that nature yet. But they ain't purchased them guillotines for no reason. They ain't purchased them cages and coffins for no reason. They're not sitting there in huge lots of land in Georgia for no reason. Or they're going to put them to use. They don't got all them tanks for no reason. They're going to be put to use. He's going to prevail against the saints, so we have to ready ourselves. Let's grab this last precept. Same book, different chapter. Daniel chapter 11, verses 36 to 40. Then we'll be finished.
36 through 40. And the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god, and shall speak marvelous things against the King of kings.
Salakia, so this is the same thing that's talked about in chapter 7. This is the son of perdition, that king, that little horn that was more stout than his fellows, with the eyes and the mouth speaking boastful things against the Most High. That's him right here. That's him. He's coming about. Some say it's Donald Trump. I don't think so, because Donald Trump ain't got enough power. He ain't got enough clout. But when this man come, He gonna have power to make things happen for real, for real. Go on.
And shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished.
So like he's gonna prosper. They stopping Donald Trump in every conceivable. Every time he try to go do something, they stop him. They got criminal indictments against him and all types of stuff. But it's saying when this man come on the scene, he will prosper in all that he seeks to do. He will win. He shall accomplish, because these things are foretold. They have to happen. So there will be no stalemate. There'll be no hindrance. There'll be no blockade. There'll be no obstacle for him to overcome. He shall prosper. Keep going.
For that is determined shall be done.
So that which has been determined, what him and his brain trust come up with, it shall come to pass. Why? Because again, these things were foretold thousands of years ago. Oh, they're going to come to pass. Seek ye out of the book of Yahweh and read, for all these things will come to pass. They shall not want for their mate. Go on. 37.
Neither shall he regard the God of his fathers, nor the desire of women.
Okay. So, Salaki, so I believe it's Jesus Christ. Right? He will not regard the God of his fathers. Meaning, if he come from Amalek, he come from Esau. Esau just worship Esau don't really worship the Most High. Or even the Christian God. He has all types of gods that he worship. So this Jesus Christ character is not going to regard that. He's going to say that he comes from the Father. He comes from heaven. He worship. He is God. He is God. And that all men need to come and worship him. And bow before his feet. He have no desire for women. Why? Because he's trying to, again, be an imposter of Yahawashi. We understand Yahawashi was a celibate man. He was a virgin. So he's going to come down and be the same thing. Or, who knows? If it's not Jesus Christ, it might be some transgender gay. Who knows? Who knows? Go on.
Nor regard any God, for he shall magnify himself above all. 38. But in his estate shall he honor the God of forces.
So the God of forces. What is the God of forces? Army. Military forces.
Munitions, it says in the side of the
munitions?
Mm-hmm. Which have to do with ammunition.
Munition?
Right? Isn't that like ammunition?
Nah, I think munition. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. But the God of forces. Keep reading.
And a king whom his fathers knew not shall he honor with gold and silver and with precious stones and pleasant things. 39. Thus shall he do in the most strongholds with a strange God, whom he shall acknowledge and increase with glory. And he shall cause them to rule over many, and shall divide the land for gain.
So this God and his fathers knew not, he will honor with silver and gold. You know what that might be? The image of the beast. This image that is erected in his likeness. He might pay homage to that because it represents him. But no other God, the gods of the nations and gods of his people, of his fathers, will he acknowledge. He will acknowledge himself. And magnify himself above all other gods. Was that all?
Verse 40.
Okay.
And at the time of the end shall the king of the south push at him, and the king of the north shall come against him, like a whirlwind with chariots, and with horsemen, and with many ships, and he shall enter into the countries, and shall overflow and pass over.
So that means probably some of the events that will lead to World War III. Okay? He would have world domination, but some of these nations ain't going to be having it. And they're going to look to fight against him. And in the midst of that, I think that's when Yahawashi is going to come back. When the world is at war, then he going to come back and make everything right. And the slain of Yahweh shall be from one end of the earth, even unto the other end of the earth. Okay? But we're going to leave it right there.